National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria under the chairmanship of His Eminence, Alhaji Abubakar, CFR, Sultan of Sokoto, and co-chaired by His Imperial Majesty, Oni of Ife, Obadiah, Benito, Ogusi, Ojada II. On behalf of our National Council, this team is here to once again. The Council of Nigeria, Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, paid a congratulating message visit to Mr. President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, on his re-election on Tuesday, 5th March 2019, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media Publicity, Manan Show, issued the following brief statement on the visit. That Mr. President Muhammad Buhari Tuesday welcome traditional rulers in the country to the next level, other than to be prepared to play a crucial role in prevention and detection of criminal activities in their domains. Speaking while receiving members of the Council, led by His Eminence from Sokoto, the President noted that involving the royal fathers had become necessary in view of the deep knowledge of their localities. According to him, he said, "You know all the families who harbor criminals, and you know those who produce respectable individuals. You know the weaknesses of our society. We need your support to consolidate our achievements." Unquote. Follow that one also. The major Nigerian news media of 16 September 2020 reported the comments of the President of the Senate, Dr. Ahmad Lawan, Brian CON, on the removal of traditional rulers from governance as a result of 1976 local government reforms as follows. Vanguard and this day newspapers versions as stated. The Senate yesterday, 5th September 2020, treated the history of the country's rising level of insecurity to the 1976 local government reforms, which it said created a vacuum of intelligence gathering at grassroots level. The Senate, therefore, canvassed for specific roles for traditional rulers in the current move to address the mounting security problems facing the country. According to the Senate, the removal of traditional rulers from the administrative structure of respective local government councils across the country through the reform created a vacuum of intelligence gathering at grassroots, which culminated into all manner of insecurity in the country today, from Boko Haram to armed banditry and even harassment, farmers clashes. That's from the memory lane. So, Your Excellency, this afternoon, we are here to once again pledge our total loyalty commitment to the governance and government of this country. Follow all the statements and all the activities in line with the intention of the National Assembly to carry out a review of 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We presented a memo to the National Assembly, and the National Assembly actually looked into this memo, and also were amongst those shortlisted to be reviewed when the exercise commenced. However, during the exercise of this review, we got a report from the media and releases that in the sitting of the upper chambers, we are very, very unfortunate to pass through the exercise. Whereas, technically, or on layman's language or calculation, we got information that out of 909 members of the Senate, only 109 of the members of the Senate, I think only 93 was actually sat that day. And out of this 93, 63 voted for inclusion of institution, while others declined. But technically, we could make the standing rules of the Senate by getting at least 75% of the total votes. However, we really lose hope. At the lower chambers, we are very fortunate to sail through their debate and exercise, and actually accidents to be included in the 1999 Constitutional Amendment. So now we are coming under the able chairmanship of His Eminence and His Imperial Majesty and all the members of our council to once again appeal to the upper chambers to reconsider the position of the institution by making ensuring that we're actually included in the amendment of 1999 constitutional review. And as said, we appreciate the effort of the leadership of this upper chambers, particularly the Senate President, publicly, individually, and has actually been communicating to us and to the nation the need to have this institution as part and parcel of governance in this country. So I appreciate that one. Your Excellency, we thank you immensely, and we thank all the members. Those who voted and those who didn't vote, we thank them very much indeed for recognizing us as an institution, and also we pray that the next exercise, or probably within a very shortest possible time, this issue will be immediately addressed again to ensure that we are part and parcel of this institution. So thank you, Excellency, and we pray that Allah to continue to guide this noble upper chambers and the National Assembly as a whole, protect you and give you the wisdom and wherewithal to carry on these affairs of peace, unity, and nationhood of our great country, Nigeria. Thank you once again, and alhamdulillah.
Let me, in a special way, recognize the chairman of the Yobe State. Today is another memorable day and a very historic day. Once again, having to receive our royal fathers in full pledge, because I think this is the largest number we have received of our royal fathers in the National Assembly, especially the Senate wing, with respect to the issue of constitutional amendment that the National Assembly carries out. This occasion specifically is for our royal fathers to once again come back to the National Assembly and appeal to the National Assembly to reconsider the issue of the restatement of the status or the previous status of the traditional institution in the Nigerian Constitution. Your Royal Highness, the head of this delegation, the Etsu Nupe, on behalf of my colleagues who are here and all the others who are not here, welcome you to the Senate wing of the National Assembly. Like I said before, you were here before. You led a similar delegation even though this delegation is much, much heavier, and I think is making a statement that you are prepared to go all the way. You are prepared to go all the way to engage with the National Assembly until we are able to pass or maybe review the Constitution to provide for formal functions for our traditional institutions in the country. I think individually, most of us in the National Assembly believe that our traditional institutions must have some formal functional roles to play in the governance system of Nigeria. And the belief is when the traditional institutions had some roles officially recognized, they performed their functions very, very well. They helped particularly in the security apparatus and architecture. And some of us believe that the removal of the traditional institutions from any formal role can also be a factor for what we experience today in our country. It's not enough that when something happens, something that is not desired, then we run to our traditional institutions. We believe, most of us believe that there must be clearly well-defined non-executive advisory role for our traditional institutions. And I think that's not asking for too much. That is fair. The D-Day came and the voting took place, and the rest is history, as they would say. We all feel sad, but then that is democracy. But what we have done today is to take democracy to the highest level, and in fact take democracy to Nigerians. Because what we have done today is to show belief for the National Assembly, the Parliament. And you are giving an example to the rest of Nigerians that never lose hope because your request failed. So many things failed. Of course, many more passed because we had casualties in our bills. And I'm taking the opportunity of this event to appeal to other Nigerians, other individuals, or institutions, organizations, NGOs, CSOs, and so on, that if there was anything that you wanted done or passed during the constitutional amendment exercise, the latest one, and it failed, hope should not be lost. We are still around, and this parliament is the people's parliament. It is the only parliament that can kickstart the process. And therefore, people can still come back and remind us about their issues, and maybe we change our strategies. The lobbyists maybe look at why it failed and how it can pass. So I believe that you have made a very strong statement that you believe in the democratic institutions of this country, particularly the parliament. And I want to assure you here that the process of constitution review is a continuous process. we finish a phase and we could have another phase. In fact, we have to be juggling between so many exercises that we have to do as a National Assembly. But the bottom line is you have taken the right decision by coming back to say you still want your issue, the issue of reinstating the role of the traditional institutions in the governance system of our country, taken in the next round of constitution amendment by the National Assembly. And I want to assure you that this message, this reminder will be taken to the Senate, and we will find out why we became 10 short, 10 votes short. Because we needed 73 out of 109, and we got 63. That means we were short by 10 votes. So we'll try to find out what went wrong. These 10 votes, how are we first going to maintain the 63? That nobody among the 63 votes against, and I want to believe that everyone who voted for knew exactly why he or she voted for that. I equally want to believe that some who voted against could reconsider their position with further explanation. And therefore it's not going to be too difficult to campaign once again in a general sense, because the difficulty is not everybody knows who voted for and who voted against. It's not a public document. But somehow, I think I can hazard a guess, because I have a little window that I could try to see how we can walk back and talk to ourselves. Because this is one segment of our society that is so valuable. And before the present system of government, before the amalgamations, very long down in our history, the traditional institutions manage the different separate nations that we today have as Nigeria. So there is so much to gain from the traditional institutions. And at the risk of sounding too maybe supportive of the traditional institutions, I think no Nigerian in any leadership position at any level will deny the fact that the traditional institutions, even today, play some significant important roles in stabilizing our environment. But why not give them a formal function and then see whether or not we will not get more value for that inclusion or reinstatement. So once again, Your Highness, I want to assure all of you that the Senate will look at this. At the moment, our season is one of the most difficult seasons for politicians, because primaries, party primaries, and the elections are by the corner. We have adjourned. We are in a recess for the party, for members of the National Assembly, the civil senators and members of the House, our representatives take part in the various congresses that we have to do from Saturday, by the grace of God, and subsequent party conventions that will produce candidates for the various political parties and then prepare for elections. But all the same, we'll try our best to see how we can work on this. And finally, let me also assure all Nigerians through this event that our doors are open. And what our traditional fathers, our royal fathers have done today is to show the example of how we do things and get things done here. Normally, it's not blocking the gates of the National Assembly that makes the National Assembly to work. Engage with members of the National Assembly. You can do so through your constituents, the single senators or members of the House of Representatives, or even amongst us, members of the National Assembly. We have different interests, groups that we belong to. So you can use the various avenues to reach out to the National Assembly with your issues. And we are here on behalf of Nigerians, all Nigerians. And therefore, our doors are open at all times. And I want to thank the chairman of the coordinating committee, the Etsu Nupe, and all our traditional fathers who are here. And let me also, in a special way, maybe selfish, recognize by Emir Sarkin Kabi, wherever father you are welcome, sir. So all of you are welcome, and you take this sitting that we have done today as a kick-starting of the process for the inclusion or reinstatement of functional, formal, advisory, non-executive function for our traditional institutions in the Nigerian 1999 Constitution as amended. Thank you. God bless you.